Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Get right into it. Wiggling out the arms. Go down. Touch your toes. How about Baker Mayfield last night? Unbelievable drive. That guy's really got that it factor when it comes to end of games. He's got the gumption. He's got the fortitude. Because it seemed like the Bucs were just desperately trying to lose that game. And I was 4-0 on the week against the spread going into last night, and I had the Bucs plus 2.5. And after they missed the field goal, I would have put them up 2 scores. Got nervous. They just kept blowing it. Went down. And Baker Mayfield, 4th down, pulled a Houdini. Made about 6 guys miss him. Got the first. On downfield, they rushed the touchdown, but it was Baker. Baker brought him down. God bless the Bucs. God bless Coach Groot. God bless Stephen J. Stephen J. DOG. First Barstool first Twitter hits game with me. I still text him and thank him for that to this day. But anyways, the Bucs pulled it out. I went 5-0 after a terrible 1-4 start. So I'm back up to 60% after a 67% win percentage last year against the spread. So maybe, just maybe, my formula works. I don't just pick randomly. I have a formula. Going through our normal stretches here. See how our balance looks. A little bit low on sleep, but feel okay. Full extension. Legs apart. Toes. Let's go side to side for the groins. Got these sweatpants in Venice Beach. After going there for a planned 5-day trip and staying for 10, I had to buy some things. So you know, make it find some clothes. You're probably going to get exercise clothes. Stretching out calves, belly, and feet. Plant our left foot. Foot up. Knee up, still lift. First down. Other side. Foot up, knee up, still. And across the line. Great little walk. I'm going to step the left foot through. Right hand down. Exhale, reach forward. Facing up. Down, facing other foot. Back up. With the left leg, reach up with the right. Right leg, reach up with the left. Now stagger your feet. Keep the legs straight. Reach forward. Triangle. Followed by reverse triangle. Switch it up. Triangle. Reverse triangle. Move down to a little ground. Good morning, happy Monday. Good morning, Dave K. Always on the stream. Start with our cat cows. Arm kicks. Ten. Side. 5 jumps. To our butts. More. Here we go. Butterfly. Trying to get those knees closer to the ground, but my flexibility on this is pretty feeble. Groins were very sore yesterday, if you remember. Ran through it, stretched through it, and I feel perfectly fine today. Big difference when you stretch out after you work hard enough to get sore, opposed to, oh, I'll wait till I feel better. Stretch through it. Pretzel. It's great for the lower back. Good to get into the crunches. Back, lower back staying very flat on the ground. Keeping my head up. Working the legs in and out with a slight crunch. Very effective. Very easy to do every day without straining the back. But it's going to build up the ab muscles, I promise you that. I also really like doing it before I get into my run because it's very much easier to do it again after the run. And you end up basically increasing your aggregate total by 100%. So bang out that first 100 when you're still warming up as I am right now. With 50 left. 20 left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I just covered this on YouTube short. Let me move up a little. But reverse crunches. The key here is keeping your back, particularly upper back, across your shoulder blades flat on the ground, while just using your ab muscles to get those hips up. Not relying on your lower back, but isolating your abs. Scissor. Okay. Nice and warm. All right, it's our squat time. Happy Monday. It's Tuesday. So happy Tuesday after a happy Monday. Let's get our butt out. We're coming right up to our tip toes. Yeah, I wonder how many analysts, pickers, handicappers, whatever, can actually statistically go toe-to-toe with me at 5 picks a week since last season, 67% last year, 60% so far this year, NFL against the spread. The formula is cooking. It is cooking. So remember, our pod Thursday, we make our picks. And I think with Wake Up Barstool now, please check it out on FS1. We'll be moving the pod into the afternoon on Thursdays, which is going to buy us even a few more hours to make our picks. Use my formula. Let's try to have a repeat of what seemed like an anomaly at the time. But now I'm feeling more and more confident, cautiously optimistic we can keep it rolling. Stay well over 50. Really aim to stay over 60. Stay up on our tippy toes. Hands up. Bounce. Working the calf muscles, working our balance. Nice. Warmed up before we run, which we do every day. It's always worth reminding for all the cardio truthers out there, we're doing at least 2 miles a day. And anybody that says it's not good for us, is just straight up line. Stretch, cardio, and weightlifting. Weightlifting starting with one's ability to control their own weight, their own body weight. Air squats, push-ups, up dog push-ups, pull-ups, planks, things of that nature. That's how we're going to know how strong we are before we start picking up dumbbells and doing other stuff like that. Morning. Tips for staying up with no sleep. Can you be a little more specific? Cardio is the truth. Yeah, it is the truth. I'm with you on that. I think it's just so crazy that people try to sell us now on the fact that, or on the idea, I should say, that cardio is not helpful. Going into down facing dog after a couple extra cat cows. Trying to be a more conscientious yogi here in our early morning stretches, because I preach how important it is, but sometimes I rush it. And I want you guys to get a sense of putting in the 15, 20-minute yoga routine with the air squats. It's worth it. Got work all day, heading there now. Any tips for staying up? All right, well, tip number one is feel the pain. And if it was in your control, try to avoid putting yourself through it again, because it's tough doing anything when you're super tired. What you want to make sure you are is hydrated. A lot of times people will drink a ton of caffeine and not drink other stuff, and then what happens is you crash out. So don't just caffeinate yourself up, nutrient yourself up. Really get like any drinks with a ton of vitamins, get body armor, stuff like that. And then to stay awake, if I'm you, what I would do is find an area where I can do a little yoga, some air squats, and get your endorphins flowing. Because if you're exhausted and then you also skip the gym, it's going to compound the exhaustion. All right, we'll do some up dog push-ups, and then we're going to get on the treadmill. So up dog push-ups, we're keeping the whole lower part from our thighs down, just to isolate the chest, give it a little pump before we run. Warm up the shoulders a little before we run. Yeah, get some push-ups in. That'll help. The key is just don't, unless you have a job where you can kind of hide out and take a nap. That's the most obvious solution. If not, then you got to try to stay active and keep the blood flowing. Otherwise, you're going to be immense discomfort. Okay. Nice warm up, nice yoga, almost full 20 minutes worth. You can tell I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing through those. So hopefully you guys can really see what I'm doing. And no, I'm feeling more fresh. I'm feeling more nimble because I'm taking more time to stretch. Yesterday, my groins were on fire from the lift the day before. Went right after yesterday with the stretches. Felt good today. All right. Chit chat. Let's get running. Put the sweatpants on. And I guess I will sweat like a dog. See if Frank has arisen. Probably not, because it's still quite early. Francis will normally wake up between 7:45 and 8:15. And I say that because it is a very funny and consistent window. Like, watch Frank's Twitter timeline. Somewhere between 7:45 and 8:15, he's going to wake up somewhere between, let's say, 8:10 and 8:30. It's almost always when you'll see his first retweet of the walk video that I posted. And then we'll go from there. He knows I'm alive in the morning by seeing the walk video. I know he's alive when he retweets it. That's as close as Frank and I have ever gotten to saying good morning. I mean, I say good morning to him, and then he'll look at me and say, dead ass, he'll look at me and say, it's never good morning. Oh, starting off with some Chris Cornell. Going right up to the 7 speed, 8.5 minute mark. Friends and I don't wait for me, 'cause I'll get on all by myself. I put millions of miles under my heel and step too close to you. I feel. Can't hit those Chris Cornell notes, man. Come on, boy. Woo-wee! Let's get the day going. No excuses. Just go. Giddy up. What you came for.
My phone is an automatic setting alarm that I quite frankly find insulting. 7 a.m. Yeah, I'm really waking up at 7 a.m. Come on, man. Let's work, let's fucking work. Come on, boy! Ah! So they know they go along. Let's go. Jerome, come on, boy. The gym is empty, just for the record. And I'm very tired. So I gotta get them juices cooking a little bit. So there ain't no excuses for being fucking tired. No, just wake up. Hashtag wake up, Arsenal. Woo-wee! The whispering wind. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. 1 mile plus, got less than a mile left. And here comes the solo guitar. I'm gonna learn the guitar. It's time. That would make me very happy. I need stoolies in Manhattan. Give good guitar lessons to an old man. I want to shred. It's time. It's one of those bucket list things that I never had the balls to go after. The older I get, the more I realize I can do whatever the fuck I want. Gotta earn it. Well, when you earn it, funny thing is, by that time, you're already wired to keep going. 1 year. 1 year, motherfucking machine, motherfucker. 1 year. It's too short to be soft on this planet. Got so little time. Go, 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 go. Don't waste your time. Miley Cyrus remake of Madonna's Like a Prayer. This song's a banger. Oh, I hear you call my name, and it feels like. Here we go. I'm not going to sing this whole song, don't worry. I hear you calling. Feels like flying. I close my eyes. Come on, boy! We're approaching 1.5 miles. Come on, boy, work on. No pain, no salt, no excuses. You get up, 1 foot in front of the motherfucking other. And now, paralysis by analysis is an epidemic. Move forward. Oh, yeah. Runner's high. Angela Martin tried jogging once. She called it runner's high. Never jogged again. I would love to do a walk with her. Shout out Angela. Love The Office Ladies. Great podcast about the show The Office. All the behind the scene intricate details. Angela and Jenna Fisher. Love both of them. Shout out to them. They seem like the sweetest, nicest humans. They're like best friends. They're tight with like Creed in real life, whose name in real life is Creed, and who in real life behaves like the character Creed. One of the best things about The Office was learning how Creed wasn't just Creed, and it's also in the band back in the 70s, not Creed, the other band. I can't remember the name. But also, he's a total weirdo. In the best way. Like, it takes one to know. All right, crossing the 2 mile mark. Now we're gonna do our Maurice Sprint uphill march at a 15 incline. And here it is. By taking the extra time on my yoga warm up, I'm really making the stretch burn a bit on top of the sit-ups and air squats, which obviously also help really start getting the heart rate going. What it does, it makes it a lot easier and quicker to break a good sweat when you get on a treadmill early in the morning. You might feel stiff, might just feel a little kind of shitty from bad night's sleep, whatever the case. By doing the 15 to 20 minute proper warm-up, you can get on and run. You can feel good. That's what people don't understand. A lot of times they feel like nobody will see any result from stretching. And nothing could be further from the truth, both in terms of progress, building muscle, building endurance, building up your personal health, looking better, functional strength, flexibility, all of those things. But on top of it, without stretching, you're not maximizing your potential on cardio or lifting or building muscle. So an easy analogy would be working out without stretching would be like going to a track to run and not bringing sneakers, doing it barefoot. Simply because you don't think the sneakers look cool, or it's too annoying to put them on and tie them right, or it takes too much time to go to the store and find the right pair. It's how you need to think about stretching when it comes to exercise. It's a prerequisite. It's not a chore, and it's not an option, and it's not an annoyance, it's a blessing. But you'll never realize your physical potential until you at least give yourself 5 to 10 minutes every day to do a little stretching. And definitely don't expect people to go to the gym 7 days a week. So even more important, the days you don't go, just get 5 to 10 minutes of stretching. You don't need a whole gym outfit. Do it when you wake up in your underwear. Do it butt ass naked. Whatever. Just get a little stretch. Yesterday, Frank and I walked from headquarters, which is like MSG area, to Little Italy, to the San Gennaro feast. We walked down the entire thing and hit all the cross streets of it too.
So many Frank fans, great people and culture. I'm obviously super biased toward Italians, having lived in Italy. Then we circled around, walked all the way back. He took one 30-second break on a bench to look up a crazy-ass car that drove by us. But for anyone out there feeling demoralized, feeling like it's too late to start, I just want to remind you, Frank was 49, and 2 years ago, he left his soda on his kitchen counter, walked 20 feet, and sat on his couch, having forgot that soda. He would be thirsty and not get up until he had to go to the bathroom. That's how fucking hard it was for him to move around. Now, we walk miles at a time. And he's fine afterward. He's laughing. He was on the live stream last night. He was over 20,000 steps by like 3 o'clock. His commitment to exercise really is something special, something that should be celebrated, something that's remarkable. I don't have to motivate him ever. I don't remember a single day out of the 720 where I had to talk him into walking, ever. And there have been many days when Mikey Betts or myself have very unreasonably been screamed at because Frank has anxious anxiety about getting to his step count. It's like on road trips, travel days. Frank at some point will start freaking out. He feels like he hasn't gotten enough steps. But we always get him. It's a fucking parking lot of a hotel. Now, when you commit to something with that kind of ferocity, you're going to see results. The big missed opportunity, so far missed, but Frank still has the opening, is to radically improve his diet, opposed to incrementally, slightly improving his diet. His portions have come way down. He's making some better choices. But the biggest issue is fundamentally, he has the palate of a 12-year-old. Meaning, it's not like fried or covered in grease or covered in seasoning. He doesn't really want it. And I try to remind Frank, psychologically, when you first started walking, you didn't want it. You made yourself want it. That's what I need to do, is get him to break through mentally, where he sees the dietary challenges just as he sees the walk challenges. And then you also got to balance being supportive, encouraging, positive reinforcement with being honest, being direct, and challenging. Push. Keep pushing. Last words I ever read, the last note I ever got from David Stern. Onward and upward. Keep pushing. It's crazy how lucky I am that I got to spend so many hours one-on-one with David Stern. And not even in a working capacity, purely in a mentorship capacity. And without even a specific goal, and without a connection. He simply took the meeting as such a pain in the ass. He told me I'm what important people refer to as a CPA. And I bet Big Cat would agree with this. And I said, what does CPA stand for? He said, you're what we call a corporate pain in the ass. And I nervously laughed. It was our very first meeting. I said, corporate pain in the ass, kind of a question inflection. And he said, yeah, what it means is whenever one of you lunatics pop up, there's a certain point where we realize it'll take up less of our time to just take the meeting and tell you to fuck off, rather than just have my secretary waste my paper and ink on your fucking email essays. Because David Stern wouldn't read emails on a computer. Get his secretary Linda print them all out. Shout out, Linda. So if you're ever nervous, you're going to annoy someone by being persistent, and I'm talking with jobs, not personal relationships, of course. Keep pushing. Try to find funny, concise, unique ways to reach out to your target, to engage them. The amount of inbound requests and mail and, hey, could you help me out? Hey, do you have 5 minutes? Even the amount I get, and I'm absolutely nobody, you need to think about these superstars. They get endless stuff. Probably the most common one is, absolutely love you. Would do anything to work for you. Nobody will outwork me. No, brother. You need to be more specific. No, sister. You need to be more surgical. You need to understand what is going to catch this person's attention. What is going to make them actually want to meet with me. I think one of my later emails to David Stern, I caught wind of a conference he was going to be at somewhere in, like, I want to say Eastern Europe. I'm not exactly sure. It was definitely part of the NBA kind of expansion development program, something like that. You know, like worldwide basketball board, I don't know, one of those things. And anyway, I wrote to him about 2 weeks before the trip, and I offered to meet him out there to finally have our meeting. And he mentioned that one when we did finally meet, that was one of the ones that actually got a chuckle out of him. He's like, once I knew you were willing to go to fucking Slovenia to meet with me, I was like, I gotta take a goddamn meeting because you're never gonna stop. And he was right. R.I.P. Mr. Stern. You're right. I'm an asshole. I try to grab the top rung and pull myself up. But you humbled me. I think I paid some dues. And I'm still pushing, brother. I'm still pushing. David Stern works so fucking hard. It's another guy I just think about when I think. People are like, oh, Frank works you so hard. Yo, man, you want to do special things, you got to deal with special circumstances. And special circumstances aren't just rainbows, they're also tornadoes. And if you can't fucking handle the tornado, you don't deserve the rainbow, brother. That's how it goes. If you just want clear blue skies, that's fine too. That's fine too. But I want that rainbow with a fucking treasure chest at the end of it. And to do that, when the tornado comes, you can't be a sheep. You got to be a fucking Tasmanian devil and just spin with that bitch like it ain't no thing. All right. Thanks, Slayer. Thanks, Malowski. And yes, I am going to keep going with this thing because the cool thing for me is this isn't anything new. I was doing this anyways every day. As you guys can tell, I'm very much in my comfort zone, very loose. And I enjoy this. This is for all you guys that have husbands and wives and kids that you love dearly but probably drive you fucking insane after a certain amount of time. The gym is a great way to get away from everybody and everything. I think everybody deserves that in life. It doesn't mean anything negative about the people around you. And just sometimes you need some time. But obviously, Frank's a fucking lunatic, so I definitely need some time to myself. That's what these morning workouts are. It's bliss. It's total peacefulness. Right now, I'm very blessed to have an empty gym. But I'm even more blessed just to be healthy. All the sick people out there, people that have served in the military, cops, firefighters, people with genuinely good hearts that have tried to help other people and end up losing a limb or end up being a paraplegic. I think a lot about those people too. And if I were one of them, how jealous, and rightfully so, I would be of people that do have the ability to run and feel that energy through their body and to lift weights, feel that pump, feel the blood coursing through the veins. Don't ever take that for granted. Because one day we're all going to be fucking old and weak and feeble, at least with our bodies, maybe not our minds if we're lucky. And you're going to look back. You're going to think, man, should have taken better care of myself. Should have seen how strong I could have been, how fast I could have been, how flexible I could have been. Could have gone those 20 years without back pain. But all I did was bitch rather than actually get my ass up and do something about it. All right. I'm so drenched in sweat that we're going to ditch the phone for now. This up. I think we're going to get back into pull-ups tomorrow. You can see the hands have healed pretty well, but I still got basically a hole on this side that I need to clear up just a little bit more. But these are true lifting hands. When you don't use gloves, your calluses eventually become like an inch thick. And then even when you have a disaster like I did last week when I was in California, I did a jungle gym set, like the jungle gym on a playground for kids, and neglected to realize they were in the sun for the last probably 100 days. So at the end of what was a fantastic set, by the way, I let go, and it looked like I dipped my hands in lava. So yeah, that's been painful, but we're not missing any days. All right, let's get into a side plank. Really nice stretch, pose, hold after running, after doing the yoga in the beginning, working on core strength. And then as we lift our leg up to our elbow 10 times, we're also going to work on our legs, on our obliques, on our abs. It's a great full body exercise. Come back to the middle. Vinyasana, upward facing dog. Vinyasana. It's called Vinyasana. I think that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. When you get really close, but no part of my body other than my feet and my hands are touching. Then I go up, another side. I got my feet stacked. I got my hips pretty straight. And now let's come and do a regular plank. Planks, when done correctly with a straight back, it's going to strengthen everything. Simple as that if you have good form. But you got to keep it tight. You notice I'm not coming way up. You notice I'm not slouching down. I'm staying in a position of authority, of strength. And the place where I'm feeling the most is really my abs. And that's really where I want to feel the most. You want to start getting cute with it. Opposite foot and hands. So we're going right, left hand, right foot, up in the air. Makes it tougher. Try to hold it. Switch it up. I didn't sleep eat last night, so my stomach feels incredible. All right. Sweat is just pouring out of me right now. I feel fantastic. Happy Tuesday. Baker Mayfield. Man. Cleveland Browns, man. Who are worse, the Cleveland Browns for giving up on Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb, or the New York Giants for giving up on Saquon and Daniel Dimes? Because, good Lord, imagine having Baker and Nick fucking Chubb. The thing about Baker is he's clearly a little shorter. If he was like 6'5", I think Baker Mayfield might be the greatest quarterback ever. I honestly think that because he's at a clear disadvantage being shorter. That's why shorter quarterbacks normally don't win or even get drafted. But at the end of that game, when the Bucs got the ball and they had tried to like give the game away on a platter over and over, and the Texans finally took the platter, took the field goal or touchdown rather, and scored. Bucs had a decent return. There was a flag on the play, if I remember correctly, that brought them back at least 10 yards. And then Baker drove them just over 2 minutes down the field. Clock management was a little bit questionable, but they kind of threaded the needle perfectly because they ended up having the ball. They had 3 timeouts, just over 2 minutes left, down by 5. They ended up having the ball on the 2-yard line with 9 seconds left, and they still had 2 timeouts. That was so crazy to me. So they could have literally, with 9 seconds, that's what throws me a little bit off. I feel like if it was close to like 13, it would be really safe, but they could have essentially run the ball twice and called timeouts twice and then gotten 3 plays off in the 9 seconds, assuming those 2 run plays stick to 3 seconds, which I think they normally do if you run straight forward, even if you stay on your feet. It's once the progress stops. But anyways, they got in on the first run, and what I was trying to say was when Baker first got the ball, I was very confident, just simply because Baker's that kind of guy. Those fourth quarters, seems like he lives for that shit. He is so unafraid. Beautiful to see that in sports. It's funny how guys and girls are so fucking judgmental of these athletes in big moments when there's half a millisecond to respond because they're playing the game so quickly, probably mostly off instincts and feel, and muscle memory from all the routes and stuff they've practiced. But like Travis Kelce's drop, everyone's busted his chops, put his hands up for a split second after he dropped it, which is just probably a, like normal muscle memory thing. Do you notice the guy's about to fucking bury him when he was trying to catch the ball? You realize if that was you or me, and I know we're not professional football players, but we wouldn't have even kept running. I would have fucking ducked by the time the ball got to me. I mean, these guys really work hard and they get their asses kicked, especially football players. I'm an NBA guy. I'm fed up with the half-ass effort they give half the season. NFL, if you give a half-ass effort, you die. And that's why it's become America's sport. I think that really is part of it. At the heart of it all. It's not just that football is more exciting. There's a reason it's more exciting. It's because everybody's playing like they've got to survive a war. You've got people's heads getting popped off. All right, varying curl time. Got lots of great stretches, sit-ups, reverse crunches, air squats. Did our full 10-minute incline walk, even a little bit more, I think. Feeling very loose today, so now we're going to get a little bit of weightlifting. Get a nice little pump. Just 20-pound dumbbells, but started with regular curls where our palms end up facing the sky. These are now hammer curls where our palms stay parallel to one another. And as always, as I like to say, they are called biceps for a reason. More than one muscle, so you got to do more than one form to be able to hit them. And third one is the reverse curl, the toughest one. So really build up your forearm strength, your grip strength. You want to get good at pull-ups? Don't just hang, don't just work on the pull-up bar. Of course, you need to do that. Also work on your reverse curls. Great way to get that forearm and grip strength up. Some body armor. Definitely deserves some. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Body Armor. Choose better. That was not a paid advertisement. Do not hold that against Body Armor. It's a great company, great brand, great people, great product. Okay. All right. Enough of a break. Let's not get soft. We're going to go into our triceps. That is a terrible view. What are you doing, asshole? I think this will be better. Okay. Triceps. You guys will have watched me before know one of our kind of tenets here in the Jenks gym world is focusing on our form much more so than the weight. So when we're doing our tricep pull downs on the rope, get nice and close to the tower so you're more vertical. You don't want to be standing way back. You're going to put more pressure on your shoulders. Very vertical, slight bend in the knees, little arch in the back. Woo! So the butt's sticking out. Make sure your thing's up. And then straight down now. Down and out. And what you're doing is kind of turning your palms outward at the bottom, right at that flex point. To maximize it. And after we get to 10, rather than just drop the weight and take a break, check your phone, blah, 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 step forward. Skull crunchers. Remember what I said about biceps? Same thing for triceps. By doing the superset, by compounding the pull downs with the skull crushers, you're going to get a whole different level of results from your rope work on your triceps. And all of our groundwork that includes being in some sort of plank position is typically going to also add triceps work. Incredibly important muscle that might not always be the primary on every lift, but it's very rarely just neglected, particularly in upper body exercises. Meaning it's going to be at least a secondary. For example, when you're doing bench press, you're going to really feel it in your chest, maybe your shoulders, your back. Your triceps are doing a ton of work. Back to our variance. Holy shit, it's 7:30. So we got bar stool coming up. So we start with our regular curls, palms up. Now we're going to our hammer curls. Palms parallel. Shout out to the man of all religions, Steve Mahalik, and his mentee, and my dear friend, Stu Feiner. One time, Stu and I were in the gym. We started doing these. He goes, "Oh, those are the Steve Mahaliks." Love you, Stu. He texted me this morning, first text of the day, as usual. It's about 5 a.m. And he said, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, because he knew I went 5-0. That's when you know you're like family to Stu, when he's rooting for your picks. Because that shit gets real personal. I mean, he created the game. He is the game. He's the Triple H of handicapping. He'd come out to Triple H's music. I'm the game. Also notice I'm looking with no music. A sign of psychosis, as Mikey Betts would say. What's up, Veronica? Always in here supporting. Back to our triceps. You guys might remember having a little bit of difficulty with my left trap. Yesterday, actually, I was in quite a bit of discomfort But the stretching yesterday, focusing on other muscles, feels a lot better today. And again, only 2 days ago, we were pressing 100 pounds over our head on the barbell, going into parallel squats and power cleans. So after just 48 hours, I almost feel 100%. But I just want to emphasize again, it's by stretching and by running, not by avoiding. So tomorrow, I think we're going to get finally back on the good old pull-up bar. See how feeble I've gotten since I burned those calluses. And also do a bit more with our shoulders and our back, maybe even some bench. Because again, the trap's finally feeling like itself again. So not going to limit myself. I know we've done a lot of the curls, triceps last couple days. Let's get back down on the ground. We're at 200 crunches. We don't really ever have days now where we do less than 3. So let's make sure we get to our 300. So peaceful in here. Oh, the Mets play today. God damn it. Maybe they'll win. Yeah, right. I'm so fucked. Tomorrow's a day game. It's both better and worse. Tomorrow we're going to do a Mets, Thursday. We're going to do a Mets day game live stream right into the pod. So you're going to have like 4 hours of Frank yelling at me and Mikey, which you guys should love, hopefully. Let's do some reverse crunches. We've had 2 back-to-back really strong yoga days. And on top of that, tomorrow I'm going to have, I think, a lift-heavy day. And then tomorrow night, I need to confirm with him today, but I believe Ben Mintz, a.k.a. Mincy, will be joining for a Wednesday night yoga special as he continues to train for a marathon coming up in November. I know Mincy's worked hard, but he's really got to buckle in. I've done 3 marathons and a half marathon. It's unbelievable the difference between mile 15 and when you get up into mile 19, 20, the pain is both real, and then the brain is so desperate to get you to give up, it starts creating fake pain and amplifying pain. Well, if you're not like a professional, every day running 10-mile kind of person, even if you're a gym rat like me, who runs for distance on a weekly basis and runs, multiple miles a day and all that, I'm in good shape. It don't matter. When you get to mile 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, those last 5-6 miles of a marathon push you mentally in ways that you don't really understand until you do it. Similar to boxing, similar to skydiving, similar to taking acid, or 2 hits of acid in New Orleans during the music festival. These are things you have to experience to really fully grasp. But yeah, I really hope Mincy, if he manages to run the whole thing, I'll be so impressed. And by run, you know what I mean, not fully come to a walk. My prediction is because it's hard concrete and it's such a long distance, I think he's 100% going to complete it, but I think he's going to need some period of walking, which we'll talk about. And he needs to have a strategy on that too. Because if he gets to a certain part where he's starting to really hurt, he could pull a muscle or something, and that would be devastating. And you don't even finish the fucking race. Wow, all right, over 300. Got some reverse curls in. Happy Tuesday. Got the day right there. All right, do one more pump. We got bar stool. Wake up bar stool in 15 minutes. Go watch it while I'm showering. As weird as that sounds. You know, you gotta get the views up. You gotta get the views up. Your local gym, at work, bar stool programming. All you stoolies, let us win. Let's win together. If you're tired of traditional media, I can promise you, whatever we are not that. I think Dave put it best where, look at the history of Barstool security. The only thing Barstool needs protection from, or anybody needs protection from Barstool from, is simply the security needs to protect Barstool from Barstool. Our only threat is each other. We're all trying to kill one another. Outside of Barstool, though, it's all good. Security might have it's like a strength and conditioning coach on a football team where everyone's taking anabolic steroids. So they just go around and fucking try to break up fistfights every day. First curls, again, this is really good if you want to get better at pull-ups. Might be counterintuitive at first because of the motion, but you're pulling the weight up with your forearms. It's what you're going to essentially be doing with pull-ups, just in a different way. But having these muscle groups strengthened will make it easier. Will make it more plausible, more quickly to do more pull-ups. Great pump. The other thing with those curls, you guys have seen me do them with 40s, 35s. The reason I like going back to the 20s is not only can I keep the form so good that I really isolate the actual biceps, but I feel such less to no pressure on my shoulders and on my traps. So if you're doing curls with heavier weight, don't lie to yourself. Be cognizant of how much your back is working. Same thing here. If you see somebody doing, triceps like this, they're using their whole upper body to lean forward. You want your triceps to control the weight. So stand straight up and down. Stand close to it. Stick your butt out. And now it's all on my triceps. It's not heavy weight. I got it at 40 right now. It's like nothing. But it's all on the muscle I'm trying to get. And that's how you get results. Not arbitrarily doing heavy weight that you can't control. It's just such a silly thing to do. And it's demoralizing because the sets don't feel good. They feel clunky. They feel uncomfortable. You feel like you might strain yourself because guess what? You might. And you're not going to get the results. You're not going to get that same rip of the muscle and the rebuild of the muscle that you want and that you get by doing things correctly with the right form, with the right pace, and with control of the weight, full dominance, mastery of whatever it is you're doing. Right here, as I do skull crushers, going all the way back, going all the way forward, and I'm not rushing. Great pump for the triceps. Pull down to the skull crusher. If you're ever in a crowded gym, the second a rope opens up, you should be like salivating like a dog, ready to get in there, because not only can you superset your triceps, They also drop it. And just like I was doing the varying curls with the dumbbells, hopefully you can see from that angle at the top, I'm twisting my hands so it's like a regular curl. And then we keep our hands parallel to one another, and it's a hammer curl. Notice my back is straight up and down. Notice my body is not swaying with the weight. I'm very close to the tower. This is very much vertical. So what are we doing? We're putting all the pressure into our biceps. Now I'm going to turn my hands, palms facing the ground, reverse curls. Yes, you can do reverse curls with a rope. Feels a little awkward at first. So does getting laid. Doesn't stop you from going back. Oh, this felt nice. This felt so sweetly nice. Okay, we're at 51. We will actually close now because of Wake Up Barstool. Heard from a friend that it's not the best thing to do counter programming. Just kidding, obviously. Nothing but support for the company. Don't ever want to be on anything else. But get our workouts in beforehand. So we're going to go into our twists to finish. Keep our feet together. This looks very easy, and I promise it's very not. By keeping the bottom part of the dumbbell at least our rib level, the top part of our dumbbell is really above our nipples, and then neither of the dumbbells are touching our upper body or torso. By creating that little space, your arms are going to be working like crazy. And while the turns burn your stomach fat, obliques, build the abs, all those great things, at the same time, your biceps and your shoulders and your traps are going to catch fire. It's a great pump. It's a great way to get the blood flowing, feel oxygen, feel endorphins, feel positivity, feel momentum before you go out into the day and you deal with the endless streams of absolute, utter bullshit that fucking morons will put on you left and right, up and down, front and back throughout the day for absolutely no good reasons whatsoever. Prepare yourself for battle. Mind, body, and spirit, brother. And guess what? The one you have the most control over when you're in good health is the body. And if the body's good, the mentals have a much better chance. And if the mentals are good, then you can start getting spiritual. Start feeling the gods. These biceps are firing right now. Firing up. 7 minutes until Wake Up Barstool. 7 minutes until Wake Up Barstool. Set your alarms. Whew. Great workout today. Tomorrow we're going to do some more lifts, and then we're going to do, I believe, Wednesday night yoga with Ben Mintz. Really appreciate all you guys hopping on. Any thoughts, questions, suggestions, throw them in there. Again, we're in Mincy tomorrow night working on some special guests for future lifts. And just don't take no shit from nobody today. Let's have a great day. It's Tuesday. It could be mundane, but let's make it fucking great. So go crush it. Love you guys. Thank you.